Let me tell you what happened yesterday at the international airport when our own aircraft landed. Thank God I was there. This thing had happened before. We reported to FAN. And let me excuse the leadership of FAN here. Mrs. Olubumi Kuku is doing fantastically well. Himself and the director of air operations, Captain Ablahi Mahmoud, they are pained. They are pained with the wickedness in the system. Civil servants. The wickedness in the system is thinking. Your only carrier doing international operations in Nigeria would land and you keep us somewhere in the bush, disused side of the airport, and expect us to be busing passengers, bringing rickety buses to come and take international passengers to the new terminal, where these foreign airlines rejected when they opened. It was Airpeace, because it's my country, that decided to go in there. They begged Airpeace to do that. We went in there. When they did the runway, they wanted to do runway analysis after the lighting. It was Airpeace Nigeria begged. They didn't have money to fuel a 777. A 777 consumes about 8,800 liters of fuel per hour. It was Airpeace they brought to come and test it. We even told them, let's use our smaller planes because of the cost. They said, no, it's the 777 they will need. We did it free of charge. I don't want to enumerate things we've done for both the government and people of this country. Now, the new airport, you will park us 2 kilometers away from the terminal. Then you expect us to be doing bus, whatever. That plane that landed yesterday, it would have taken about 6 hours for people to exit that airport. Because first of all, they put us near Nako Shed, very far. Nobody is using that end. No aircraft, not even foreign or local, nothing there. That was where they told my pilot to park. Meanwhile, C-23 at the new terminal was open, where you can just park the aircraft and the Avio bridge will key in. And when my captain called, they said they reserved it for a foreign airline. Quote me.
At the expense
of a Nigerian airline.
A Nigerian airline?
Yes, they did it before. They did it before. One of my captains, Captain Kalisto Sifai, disobeyed them. And they wanted to punish him. I came out. And Olubumi Kuku and his team, his management, criticized that. In fairness to her, they criticized that. Now it happened again yesterday. Our aircraft from London was to be parked in one bush 2 kilometers or so, or 1.5 kilometers to our terminal. Full flight. Full flight. So imagine the time it would take to take people from that place to the terminal building. Imagine the time it would take to offload before you start going into the carousel that are not even working very perfectly okay. It would have been taking about 9 hours. Nigerians would have hated Airpeace because they would know. And that was the game. So you are contending not with external conspiracies. There are internal conspiracies within Nigeria. Some Nigerians they are praying that we fail. But the good thing is that nobody is God. And the good thing is that 90% of our countrymen and women are very happy. That's our consolation. But there are people out there, but they are in the minority, so negligible. I don't even bother about them because they cannot scratch Airpeace. Whatever they write or whatever they do cannot scratch this airline. But it happened yesterday. And when the woman discovered it, she was livid with rage. I mean, the MD of FAN. So, but look at what I did. I called my operation control center who could reach the pilot because I couldn't connect with the pilot. I called my OCC. I told them, tell that pilot not to move that aircraft. Block that taxiway. No airline in the world would have been able to park yesterday. And that was what happened. British Airways landed. That was when they started making moves to tell us to go to where we rightly belonged. And remember, this woman had said on television, they had that, when she said that a place had been dedicated for Airpeace as the home airline. When you go to Britain, you have an entire Terminal 5 for BA. Then in my own country, some civil servants or some people, Didn't see. And the DG of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority was on board my aircraft. About 4 senior staff of NCA were on board of that aircraft. And he had to go, because they delayed the flight about 30 minutes. Standing in one place for 30 minutes. What kind of country is this? So when the DG who was on board contacted the captain to know what is happening, and I think he went into the cockpit, and they called the people in tower, the airport control people. And the captain told the airport control that even the DG of NCA is on board this aircraft. And the guy said, and so what? That will show you some people's determination not to, they don't see beyond their noses. But that wickedness will not last. And
sincerely, I pity this country, and especially the common people who are part of the rot. We used to blame leaders. Hey, leaders do not want to fix this country. But in this case, a common person, a civil servant, is the one trying to obstruct. Maybe he's receiving instruction from somewhere I don't even know. And like I used to tell us in other videos, trying to bring an Igbo man down, it has repercussions on Nigeria. Nigeria cannot move forward. I'm telling you, it is a course, and this course can be changed. When you do the right things, the course will be reversed. But as far as your idea is to bring an Igbo man down, you cannot make a headway. Can you imagine? There is a space supposedly allotted for airpeace there. But there are bottlenecks in attempt to pack into their space. But when British Airways comes, quickly, they still worship Oyibo man. They want to bring their own now down. Airpeace is the only carrier that is Nigerian that goes out. That, this thing should be something of honor. When Airpeace is coming in as Nigerian's own airline and the low price leader. You remember recently it was Airpeace that decided to come down and others began to. Can you imagine how much you now pay for Lagos to London? But look at what is happening. Ordinary civil servants trying to obstruct. What happened there? It was a sabotage, the plan. They wanted to sabotage Airpeace so that people would start complaining that, we were stuck here for hours. Can you see? He said they would have spent about 9 hours. They'll move the luggages. They will now use buses to move the people. That place, they stopped them in that bush. It's about 2 kilometers to the main terminal where they are supposed to dislodge. And he said, fan management, the leader of fan, Olubumi Koko, is not part of this. Including Abdullahi, he said they are not part of this. But those small people that is being used, those ones that still blame the people at the top. Tomorrow you say, it is Tinubu. This is something that happens on our road. The other day we were traveling around Opila with a young Shagro bus. And one custom officer stopped us and started beating the driver with guns. Asked him why. No reason. These are the small people. Custom officer, he doesn't even have rank. Maybe a new recruit. Start beating the young Shagro driver. Because it is an Igbo business, they have to bring it down. But to their detriment. Unless they change, this country cannot make a headway. Wickedness in the system. Meanwhile, as you see him, Onyema has excused the leader of FAN. They were kept in the bush. Instead of where they are supposed to park, they were directed to park in the bush. Can you imagine? International passengers, foreign passengers, to alight at the bush there. The airpiece that is the low price leader that is behind the recent move for Nigerians to fly cheaper. And I believe it will not only apply to London route, but others, because it will affect every areas of the aviation sector. Meanwhile, while they were told to park at this place, C23, the terminal is open. Nothing is there. Until Airpeace called his pilot to block the runway. And when British Airline came, there was no way. And these same people started making ways. That is when they understood. They wanted to sabotage Igbo business. Hey! These are people that came back from a war that devastated them totally. They did not take food belonging to you. You want to stop them, you are just jealous that they are doing well. They say, who God has blessed, no one can curse. You think it's a joke? Come and know the joke. We believe there will be external conspiracies out there because he has upset them. What about the internal ones? At various levels. They said the director of Nigeria Civil Aviation Authorities was inside the plane. Meanwhile, he's just like every other person. He's just like a passenger occupying a seat. And the guy who was behind this hold up, who was behind this mess, said he doesn't care. And so what? That one supposed losing work. Oh. Yes. Supposed losing work. Yes. Then others. Because there are many of them at various levels. Ibeto started low price leader, became the low price leader in cement. They push his business aside. And Nigerians are suffering it. They have to buy cement at high prices for many years. And they will support Dangote at that moment. They have to bring Igbo business down. Who is the pain? Now you the common people where they support evil. When two big elephant fights, now grass they suffer. You want to bring your own down. People who said we want to part from this country, you say they must be part. Now, you are now dictating. You want to make them second-hand citizens. You want to tell them how they will have to behave in this country. And you still see them doing well, moving fast, succeeding. What thing will happen to you? The karma that is going to deal with you is massively doing press up in Sambisa. Who God has blessed, no one can curse. They have to wait in a place that is 2 kilometers, a forest, bush that is 2 kilometers away. You want them to alight there in the bush. Hey, hello. Nigeria cannot survive. If Nigeria keeps fighting the Igbo man, Nigeria cannot survive. It's a cause and it is normal unless it is reversed. Unless Nigeria begins to do something well. Let me tell you, every country has the people who are the movers and shakers of that economy. And a good country with good leadership will hug these people, bring them close, favor them, and you see how the country grows. But in the case of Nigeria, you want to suppress them. Look at Nigerian economy. Everything dwindling. You see this NEPA issue, electricity. You saw what is happening in Abia State. Hand this thing to an Igbo man, a businessman that may not even have gone to school, higher institution. Nigeria will have steady light. But that is a story for another day. There are people who have the technical know-how in everything. There is a field that Yorubas are the major players. Everybody has a field that they are major players. Allow these things to be. Meanwhile, I want to thank all the Nigerians who are not part of this nonsense. Because the other day I saw a lot of Yorubas standing with earpiece. Because there are many Yorubas, I'm telling you. And there are many Hausas and people from different parts of this Nigeria who are not part of this nonsense. And I want to say thank you to these people. Because they understand what they need to do for this country to move on. There are many people who are not actually part of this. So I am, the karma and everything I'm talking about will hit those who are trying to stop the Igbo man. It's so sad. Please, please, please share this video widely. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. Bye-bye for now.